People have asked if I ever get tired of running the same, because I run Pisgah every day. They ask if I ever get tired of it, and I don't. I don't even think about it like, oh, I'm tired of this. It's just like, this is just what I do. It just seems weird to me to be bored with something like that, because that's not an option. It's like, no, I need to run the mountain because I need to get 1,000 foot of gain every time I climb to the top of this hill. So what it looks like or what it feels like doesn't really matter. I'm achieving what I need to do for the day.
It's non-negotiable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What is the least amount of sleep you've ever run?
Oh, I've not slept many times.
And you still force yourself to do it.
Yeah. I've never, just like everybody, I had COVID a couple times. I never ran less than 10 miles, no matter what day of COVID I had. It's just like, I'm running 10 miles. I don't give a shit about anything. So I don't miss a day. It doesn't matter what happened.
Well, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was saying, well, Cam, when he first started running, he had a hard time running a mile. And they're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. It was, and when I first started, I was okay in high school, because I did all the sports. And we'd do maybe a 10K during the summer. But then after high school, then I was just like, I thought it was really cool I could buy beer. So I was like 21, and I'd swing by the Riverview Market on the way home and buy a 6-pack of Tall Boys. And, I thought that was cool. I could pound some, Coors Light. And I'm like, oh, I'm a stud now. And then I started, to get fat. And I'm like, nobody cared. It was like, I wasn't living up to any expectation. I was actually living down to expectations. And so I went through a phase there where I was just like not healthy. I was still hunting, but I wasn't accountable for anything or to anybody, didn't have any high expectations. So I'm like, whatever. And I remember I signed up for the Butte to Butte 10K, and I got there to 5th Street Public Market. It's about 5 miles. I had another mile left, and I quit. And I'm just like, this sucks. And so that was, I think from there, I'm like, nobody feels good. You don't feel good when you're in that place. So it was a slow grind, but I got to where I just kept doing more and more and more. And then I did my first marathon like in 2002.
When you quit the next day, how shitty did you feel?
I felt shitty all the time. So it wasn't like, it wasn't, I was living with 4 guys, and we just drink beer all the time. And, I remember this one guy got DUI, like 2 DUIs in 3 weeks. I think both in my truck. At least I wasn't driving. I would never drive, I never got caught. But it was just stupid. So it was just like another disappointment. It didn't stand out.
It was just, there was no success.
No. It was just, I don't know. I didn't have anything going. It's like, that's where my life was. So it's just like.
What changed?
I don't know.
Something must have changed, because now you're running 240 miles.
Yeah.
You're probably the most successful bow hunter on the planet Earth. That's a giant. You have 800,000 Instagram followers. Something fucking changed. Like, what changed? How did it go from you being this guy who quit after 5 miles and you're drinking beer all the time and you're hanging out with a bunch of ne'er-do-wells?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you are an inspiration to millions of people. Like, what's the shift?
I think having kids, so got married, and then Tanner was born in 93. And then it's like, man, it's not cool being a loser dad.
No,
that's not it's one thing being a loser dad, because now I'm affecting other people's lives. And so I'm like, I thought I gotta be an example. Who are you when no one is watching? Are you the guy who's up before everybody else? Are you out at midnight, 1 a.m., grinding, putting in miles? Because it's what we do when no one is watching that'll separate the best from the rest. If the hunt is the hardest thing you've done, chances are you're gonna fail. My training is far more difficult than my hunts. For me, it's like, hey, whatever happens, happens. I'm ready. I know what my body can do. I know mentally I've forged an edge. I know I'm not going to fail. I know I'm going to be at my best because the training has enabled that. I look at training as the ultimate test ground to see what I'm capable of, so when I get on the hunt, it's just a matter of dotting the I's and crossing the T's. I've done the work, and there's no doubt when given an opportunity I'm going to be successful.